and welcome to the Lonely Knitter podcast. This is episode 64 and today's date is, I've got to check, Tuesday the 8th of September. I was reading it. I was reading the date and saying it wrong. My name is Laura, and if you have not been here before, then welcome. I hope you like my little corner of the internet where I come to chat about all things crafty that I get up to. And if you have been here before, then you know the chaos. Oh my gosh, it's been like weeks and weeks, and I'm so sorry. Things got a little hectic with my little online business that I have started that is hopefully becoming more and more of a reality in this little life of mine. I'm scared. I have exactly 23 minutes to talk to you guys today before an alarm goes off on my phone, because my little girl is at nursery. So if you have watched before, you'll know, but if not, I am Laura. I'm from Lowestoft. It's the most easterly point of England, the UK, and I live here with my husband, my 3-year-old daughter Ellie, my 9-month-old son Alfie, and our cat Mimi. And yeah, Ellie started nursery yesterday. And it was a big deal. It was a very big deal for us. Alfie has gone to my mother-in-law whilst Ellie is at nursery so that I can work, and it's scary. I'm currently still on maternity leave from my day job and trying to make my little business that I have set up, my mum business, my work from home business, become a real thing for me, so that we'll see what happens in the future. And I will talk a bit more about what I have on offer later on in the podcast. But first of all, let's get to the knitting. So, yeah, I have been knitting, I promise. Not as much as I would like to, because I have been working on Crafters Balm stuff like you wouldn't believe. There has been advents and dyeing kits and all sorts pouring out of this house. My advents haven't quite left the building yet. They need a few more finishing touches. I want them to be absolutely perfect before they can go. But they will be out very soon. Everyone who bought an advent, thank you so much, and they will be with you soon. But I haven't got all my knitting with me because we have been so long since I've recorded a podcast. I have finished socks, worn socks, finished other things, worn other things. So I'm just going to go with some of my most recent bits and bobs that I have hanging around down here because it's all I had time for. I hope I don't look absolutely scary. This is natural light for you guys. If you haven't watched before, I do usually record in the evenings when my children are in bed. This is a huge novelty for me that there aren't any children in the house, so I can actually speak to you guys. But I mean, I haven't got my craft space yet. So if you've been watching for a while, you might know I have got a shed now, and that has, a lot of the garage things have moved into the shed, but we are in the process, that's dye. I'm not a dirty woman, that is brown dye. Yeah, we are in the process, or we will be soon in the process of converting the back of our garage into a proper room. Right now, it's horrible and full of spiders, and also I have ingredients for balm and lots of other things that I don't want to get damaged or damp. So we're going to convert it properly into a room. It won't be that hard. The structure's already there. There's electric out there, and light. So all we need to do is insulate and wall up and yeah, make it into an actual room. And then I will have Crafters Balm HQ out there. But for now, there are boxes everywhere. We haven't used our kitchen table in a couple of months. We eat in the living room. It's awful. You can barely get Alfie's pushchair through our hallway because it is just box piling up here. I've got yarn here that's my cat knocking things over. I have yarn here in a laundry basket. That is how crammed full my house is. So roll on garage. Anyway, what have I got finished? Right now in front of me I have this. This is an amber, the woolsier shawl. You know when you have a brain but it just leaves you behind for a little while. It's the Woolseer Shawl by Amber O'Brien. Well, that was a faff. And I've done it as a one skein shawl, and I haven't wound in my ends or blocked it yet. This is a sample that I knit out of one of my yarns. So I loved knitting this because it was super, super simple. Really, really easy to memorise. Am I showing you the back? I think so. Really easy to memorise. It didn't look that different from back to front. And it's just knit until you think you haven't got much left over, really. I mean, I know I followed the pattern, but then I just added on a repeat or two. Yeah, so this is a very easy, very little, it's actually been claimed by Ellie, so as soon as it's had its ends woven in, it needs to go to Elle, and been blocked, it needs to go to Elle. But it's a shop sample, really. So this is Bumbling Yarns, which is my yarn, and this is my colourway Coraline. This is on the singles base. I love, love, love 100% merino singles, and I have some of this in the shop right now. And I just wanted to knit it up so that people could see a little bit more what it actually looks like. So it is all the shades of the blue. So it goes from a really deep sapphire blue into the lighter shades, and then it's also blacks and a little bit of grey in there, and yeah, so it's blacks, greys and blues. And at some points it goes through almost to an undyed because there were patches that I tried to leave out a little. So it's really, really tonal, and well, it's variegated because it's more than one colour. But yeah, so that is my first finished object. And the second one that I've brought down to show you, I've only actually brought one down to show you. It's a new pattern of mine. This is my newest pattern, and it is currently in testing, and hopefully will be out for the weekend of the 19th of September. Should be. And here it is. So it's a sock pattern that I have worked on, and it is a Halloween sock pattern. It has little witches hats down here in colourwork. And yeah, so we have some stripes. There we go. You can see it all. So this is Bumbling Yarns again. This is my sock pattern, and on the weekend of the 19th of September I will be, this is really scary for me, one of the vendors at Yorkshire Yarn Fest online. It's a Instagram festival with the times at the moment, and I will be releasing this pattern, and I will also have some sock kits which will have 50 grams of this main colour, 30 grams of my orange colour here, which I'm calling Rotten Pumpkins, and then this dark grey, there will be 20 grams of that, which I'm calling Fathoms. I have a name for this, but I'm now not 100% sure I like it. So we have Fathoms, Rotten Pumpkins, and my dithering over this one. These aren't in the shop yet. They'll be released as part of my autumn colourways, which I hopefully will bring a podcast to show, where I show you them before I show everyone else. We'll see, before the release date anyway. And yeah, so my Halloween sock pattern, which still doesn't have a name. I have about 5 names for it, and I just cannot decide which one I like the most. But this is my next pattern to be coming out. So those are finished. And I have a bunch of granny squares to show you. So I got a little bit obsessed with granny squares a little while ago, and part of when I released Bumbling Yarns, I did a little scrappy bag, like a scrappy blanket pack, and it was 5 or 10 grams, you could choose, and you got 10 colourways. So you either got 50 grams or 100, and it went really well. I sold out. I was so grateful, and my cat has been stealing the granny squares that I made with my pack. So I made 10 granny squares, but I don't have 10 here, that's for sure. They all have their ends hanging still, and my cat Mimo is a great lover of anything with a little end hanging out of, and I have caught her carrying around the house granny squares like this hanging out of her mouth. It looks really funny, but it's kind of annoying because I now don't have 10. But I'll just show you so you can have a little look. So I have this one, this one, this one, wow, and this one, this one, this one, and this one, so that definitely was not 10. And then I dyed myself a skein of like a tonal purple to stick in there as well. So I might dye more purple to go throughout the blanket that I'm going to make, or I might do a totally other random colour and just mix it up a little bit. We'll see. So I just did a whole bunch of these. I'm not going to show you them all because they're the same. But yeah, so I have a stack of granny squares. I know that they are not finished objects because it's not a blanket yet, but it feels like a tiny finished object every time I do one. Excuse me. As for what I have on the needles right now, I am currently working on a Pure Joy shawl by Joji Locatelli. I love this shawl. This is something I really want finished quite quickly because it is another shop sample, but this one is showing the exclusive skein, colourway skein of yarn that I am making for Perth Festival of Yarn. Perth Festival of Yarn is this coming weekend, the 12th and 13th of September, and they have a festival shop. I was supposed to be exhibiting at Perth this year and I'm not now because COVID has ruined the year. I'm so sad about it, but it does mean that we are going online and trying to do something a bit different, and hey, this means that a lot of people will be able to shop the Perth exclusives that previously wouldn't have been able to go to the show and, you know, would have missed out completely. So I have 3 exclusives going into the Perth Festival shop. One is a lemongrass flavoured balm. The next is a coaster, a little cork drinks coaster that I have put a message on. And the last is a skein of high twist fingering weight sock yarn in the colourway Redhead in the Black Dress, which is the main colour in my Pure Joy shawl here. So it is all the shades of red with little splatters of black and grey. I'm really happy with this. It took me a few attempts, but it came out exactly how I wanted in the end. And I am knitting it into a Pure Joy by Joji Locatelli. And if you have knit the Pure Joy or seen the pattern, you will know that you cannot get the main bulk of the shawl, the bit that you need the main colour for, out of one skein. You need a skein and a bit. And I find that so annoying. But also I don't want you crack into a whole second skein. So I am going to mess with the pattern just a little bit. It might look a little odd, but there we go. I'm probably, like, so here we have these sections are nice and wide there. It will not be wide on the last section. I don't care. I don't care. I am starting the last section, which is done in the contrast yarn. So it doesn't look anything like it's gonna look all crunched up on the needles. I think I saw it on the Elderflower Stitches. Eldenwood Craft? Eldenwood? I saw it on someone else's podcast. This is going to be my second colour. This is Fathoms on high twist. And it just goes to show that, like, things can work up and look quite different on a different base. So this is very much lighter than that, but it was made with exactly the same recipe, just how it takes it. So yeah, this is what I'm knitting on at the moment, and I'm hoping to finish that maybe tomorrow if I absolutely crack on like a crazy person. This is all the red I have left, so this is why I can't do any more rows on here in this colour, because this little nugget I don't think will even, it might do 1 row, but I need it to do 2 to get to where I need it in the pattern, so I don't think that'll happen. So yeah, and this is living in a bag that I did not make, that nobody made it. Well, somebody made it, but it was one that I bought wholesale and had in my shop. So these beehive bags, I bought a very small quantity of these to put into my shop, and they sold out straight away. But you'll probably see it quite a lot around here because I love it so much. How could I not get bee bags when, like, a bee is my logo for my business and beeswax is a major part of everything I do, and I love bees. I have a bee tattoo. Like, I am all about the bees. So it is a plique beehive bag. It even has a little one on the back, and you do it up in it. Yeah. So that one lives in there. I'm going to move on to stash enhancement. I have bought a few things over the last little while, which is naughty because I shouldn't have done, because I am little bit broke now, but I got some gorgeous things, and if I'd have missed out, I'd have been sad. So the first thing that I have here to show you is something I got in the Lay Family Yarn update, and it is Iron Bridge High Twist sock set. Look at that red, folks. Look at that. And then this yarn is just beautiful. So Kelly and Nick, Lay Family Yarn, are the most amazing dyers, and I just love their stuff. So I had to get this, and it's so squishy and so beautiful. I don't know if I'm ever going to knit it because it's just so gorgeous. So yeah, I have this, and then I also have this next. This. So as you know, I love scraps. I love little balls of yarn, little tiny bits and bobs, and one of the first things that I sold with Bumbling Yarns was little scrap bags. And Noodle Soup Yarns, my lovely friend Charlie, did a put out an update with little scrap bags with little nuggets of yarn. So I went for a 5-gram pack, and I just got, I think I went for 100 grams. I'm ripping this bag. 100 grams. So there's 20 little 5-gram nuggets in here. If I show this without pouring them all over the floor. So I'm not going to get them all out and show you, but they're all random. So you might not get these if you'd bought these from her. I don't know if she's got them anymore, but they're all wound into little balls. And Ellie was very cute. She absolutely fell in love with them and had to get them all out and show them on my Instagram one day. Well, actually she didn't show them on my Instagram. She showed them on a video on my phone, and I shared little clips. So there's some sparkle in here. There's all sorts in here. So those I will put into a scrappy project at some point, or when it comes to Advent, if I need to make up some, because I normally swap a few Advents with friends from just scraps that I've got throughout the year. So if I need to make any up, I can always bung you 1 or 2 of Charlie's. So you might get one if you're one of my friends who is doing an Advent swap with me. And the last thing that I got was from the lovely Joji I haven't got children, and my brain is the most scatty it's ever been, of the Fibre Fox. So if you don't follow the Fibre Fox over on Instagram, go and check her out, she's amazing. And in the last Yorkshire Yarn Fest, she was one of the vendors, and I wanted some of her mohair minis because she had shown her scrunchies. So she's got a few scrunchies that she has knit herself out of mohair, and they are so cute. So you just get a hairband and you basically, I think, make a rectangle. It's a pattern. It's on, if you look on Georgie the Fibre Fox on Instagram, she's got pictures, and I'm sure she links to the designer of the pattern, and you just knit like a rectangle and put it around it, and yeah, make a cute little scrunchie. And I want to make one for me, I want to make one for my little girl, I want to make one for my niece. They're going in Christmas stockings for sure. So this is her logo, which is one of the most gorgeous ones ever, the Fibre Fox. And she had a little deal where the first few orders for the day, I think it was like 10 or whatever, would get a tote bag and mini skein of yarn, and then she went even further and gave out mini skeins, I think, to everyone that ordered that day. So she's incredibly generous. So I've got this very cute Rico tote bag, nitty tote bag, and then in here, this is what I ordered. So I chose 4, and then they all came all bundled up nicely. So it's fluff, 72% kid mohair, 28% silk, 420 meters per 50 grams. I think these are 20-gram minis, and they are gorgeous. So these are the 4 that I picked, and I can't remember their names, unfortunately. But I think Ellie would definitely like one in this pink. My niece would probably definitely like one in this blue. And then I just fell in love with these 2. I love them all, to be honest. And they're so smushy soft. It's ridiculous. So I got these. So yeah, scrunchies for Christmas. And then, as I said, she gave minis out as little freebies, which was very generous. And I got this one, which is all gorgeous pinks and like light purple tone and oranges in there. So yay, thank you so much. So that's all my stash enhancement that I brought down to show. That's everything. We're on to chats about other things. I'll chat about Bumbling Yarns first, because I have lots to show you, and then after that I'll talk about life in the last few weeks where I haven't seen you, and I have exactly 3 minutes before an alarm goes off, so we might chop and cut a little bit. I keep fiddling with my nose because I have a nose piercing. I didn't have that last time I spoke to you, so if you don't follow me on Instagram you probably haven't seen it, but I did Instagram story the whole ordeal of getting my nose pierced because it hurt. Anyway, so I'm going to go through this, my giant laundry basket full of yarn. It's not actually that full of yarn, and there are some bits that need winding up, and there's loads more yarn over there because I'm not going to show you my autumn colourways right now. I'm just going to show you what I have in the shop right now that's available if you fancy any of it. So here we go. I have some things left over from my first update. This is my Bumbling Yarns. I put Beatrice, my logo from Crafters Balm, onto my yarn as well. She is a gorgeous little knitting bee. She was created by Sam Draws Things and I love her. And these two are high twist sock yarn in the colourway Bumble, and they were not popular. I only dyed 2 of these, and I thought that these would be really popular in my first update. They were not loved. So they're a gorgeous golden yellow with splashes of black, splashes of deeper gold in there. So there's 2 of those. I have Coraline on singles. This is what I used to knit up my Woolsey shawl. I have Coraline on sparkle. Can you see the sparkle? It doesn't look like it's showing up. There's loads of sparkle. This is my Stellina colourway. It's not showing in this light. I also have some on ordinary sock, which is not in my basket. It's over there. I have, now this is a bit of a rarity if this is something you would like. If you like DK, I have 5 skeins of one colourway here. So for me, this might make a cropped garment. 2 skeins would make a framework bralette. Like, if you want a slightly larger project, there are 5 skeins of this. This is my Blossom colourway in DK. So it's a lovely light tonal pink. I have Burton. Burton was one of my most popular colourways. I have 1 skein in high twist, which is over there, and I have 1 skein. The alarm went off. That means I have 10 minutes before I have to leave to go and get Ellie from nursery. So this is Burton, and it looks very different on sock than high twist. It's really crazy how differently it takes the colour. But Burton is named for Tim Burton because I don't know why, but every shade of purple, all the purples together, just makes me think of Tim Burton films. Yeah, just gives me that feel. And then I have a couple of sock sets. So I have 2 of these. This is the first ever colourway I dyed, and I sold out of these in my first update. So I dyed some more a little later, and I have 2 left. This colourway is At Last. This was the first ever colourway I dyed, and in my head I had total At Last, my love has come along. Let's cut that out, jeez. So yeah, it's got little splashes and flecks of colour in there. And then this is Depth, this colour. So there's 2 of those sock sets, 50-20 sock sets. And this one, which I call the Broads. It's a sock set that I call the Broads. It's teals and blues and denim-y blues on the main, and then a lighter mini skein to go with it. There's only 1 of those left. And then this. So this was one I worked towards getting, and I had made this one, and then I wasn't happy with it and changed it around to get this one. So this is what I'm calling a one of a kind Dexter Light on high twist, but this is Dexter, so named after the TV show Dexter. I just saw blood spatter, which is awful, but you know, see the beauty. So this is Dexter, and there's 1 of those in the shop. And then finally, this is a one of a kind. This is Fairy Steps, and this is when I was just having fun with a bit of colour play. So we have here, there are a few little pink flashes in there, but it is mainly purples, all the different shades of like a lilac, and then there is also some blue in there as well. So there is only 1 of those. It's on sock. I only have 1 of, technically I have 2 of these, but I only have 1 in the shop because I kept 1 for me. this is Dougie. Now, if you have small children and you watch CBeebies in the UK, or abroad, if you can watch CBeebies abroad, there is a show called Hey Dougie, and my daughter loves it. It is about loads of little characters who go to an after school club, basically, and they're called the Squirrels, and the guy who leads it is called Dougie, and he is a big dog, and it's a cartoon. I wanted to dye colourways for some of my little girls' favourite shows, and this was my take on Dougie. So there is all the browns for his fur. I wanted a real mix, and I got it. I really did get it. But then we also have this yellow, which is totally the colour of his uniform, the clothes that he always wears. And then there is a lot of greenery in Dougie. There's a lot of green background, grass, and I just really wanted that in there. But I also wanted a little bit of blue. Well, I almost got the blue. I wanted a very dark bit of blue. I'll just unwind. So I just about got it there. But I really wanted the green, so I just wanted that little flash in the middle, and I've just about got it. And that is for his he has a little tiny tie, like a tiny little square here that's blue. So yeah, this is Dougie, and I love it. And it's on sock. I only have one at the moment in the shop because I kept one of them and the others sold. So yeah, that is all the yarn that I have to show you, and I have what I'm working on at the moment, and I have been dyeing up a storm this week because I didn't have a baby or a toddler to look after yesterday or today, but I have been dyeing up a storm for my autumn colourways, which will be coming out soon. So those are sort of last chance saloon on some of those. I probably will keep dyeing Coraline, and I might keep dyeing Burton, but the rest, I think we're moving on. I'm not sure. I might carry on dyeing Dougie as well. We'll see. So yeah, that's everything there. So just life chat now. Excuse me. So if I'm losing you, if you're not really interested in what's going on with me, then thank you so much for joining me for all the yarny stuff. And hopefully I will be back very soon with another podcast. If you are still here, gosh, I look shiny with light coming in from up there. Is that better? Not really. There's no makeup on my face. Makeup was not one of the priorities this morning when I became child free for the day. I had a bunch of errands to run. I had to go out to our solicitors because we're trying to sort our mortgage out and mess with things and out a house. And then shops, and then I'm back and started working straight away, and makeup didn't happen. Bet you wish it did. So yeah, a few weeks ago I got my nose pierced. There it is. I have wanted it done since I was about 14. I can't wait for it to be completely healed, and then I'm going to take that out and put in a really teeny tiny stud, I think, because it's a bit big for me, this one, but she didn't have a lot of choice. And the kids started nursery, which is amazing. Oh, Ellie started nursery, not both of the kids, but Alfie goes to my mother-in-law whilst Ellie's at nursery, which is brilliant for me because I just don't have a second. Crafter's Balm has been doing all right. Yeah, I think it's doing okay. I've been doing quite a few wholesale orders, and if anyone out there has a business would like to stock an all-natural hand balm, let me know. But I also have been supplying a lot of other makers with Crafter's Balm to go in bits and bobs that they're sending out, which is amazing. So yeah, if you're interested in wholesale at all, let me know. Yeah, I never thought it would actually work. And okay, things are really tight right now, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to carry on like I am. Like if things carried on as they were now, touch and go whether or not I need a day job, and whether or not I can make this my day job. So it's touch and go. We shall see. So I have a lot of high hopes, but I might be a little disappointed, I think. If craft fairs were going on and festivals were going on, then it might be a different situation, but COVID has hit this house hard. Yeah, Ellie was supposed to start nursery back in Easter and it's now September, so things did not go the way that we had planned this year. So yeah, and what have we been doing? We got a shed, so I did the Crafters Balm dyeing kits and about half of them have been sent out. I'm still waiting on dye because the company that provides the dyes that I put into my kits had to close to customers. They only went with trade customers, and they're happy to upgrade me to a trade account, but at that time I wasn't a trade account, and they put a hold on all normal customers, not trade customers, while they were recovering from going a bit crazy with orders when everything started opening back up. So I'm waiting on my dyes, and then the rest of those will be going out, and Royal Mail have put their prices up a few times, which has nearly killed me off. when I did the dyeing kits, and I charged like £10 a kit for overseas postage, and now I think it's something to do with USPS putting their price up on the other side to deliver our parcels, that now the prices have gone up, and some of my parcels are £18 to post, so I'm losing quite a lot of money. That's a bit scary. Well, it's not scary, it's just sad. I have the money there, it's just, yeah, it means that I'm not sure how the business is going to do. I've got a lot more ideas for the next few months, so I'm really hoping that it does okay, and we'll see. Whatever happens, it's not going anywhere. If I have to, you know, if I'm back at my day job in November, which is when I'm due back, then I'll still be there, just on a smaller scale, because I won't have the time. And yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. It's basically, I'm living out my dream right now, to run a crafty business, to have a crafty business. And it's all down to you guys, so thank you so much. Yeah, I just got cut off by another alarm, which means it is time for me to go and get my child from nursery, and I'm just so excited to see her. When I haven't had her for a whole day, it is ridiculously exciting to go and see her. I'm like, I missed you. Whereas when we've been in the house all day or trying to like do things all day, I get to the end of the day, I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. So it's nice to have some energy. And I should upload this, clip it together and upload it later. And I hope you all enjoy it. I know this has been incredibly short and a little bit rambled, and I didn't plan it. And I just thought, I need to come and talk to my podcast lovelies, because I'm still watching podcasts and I miss you all like crazy. Yeah, I'll speak to you later. Thank you so much if you have got all the way through my ramblings this time. And I've loved it. I've just loved coming on and talking. So thanks guys, and I will see you all soon.